Good Sunday morning and welcome back to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. In the studio with me, first timer, he is a motivational speaker. He is an author. He is a minister, just an all around dope individual who I follow on social media, on Instagram. And we met, I believe it might have been at one of the high schools when they had a panel. It might have been with Seven the Poet. I think that's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Robert Harper II. What's up, G?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for coming on the program.
Oh, definitely, man.
Because I love what you do on social media. I love the inspiration. I like how you're not preachy. You're very passionate.
Right.
And the hashtag is Live on Purpose.
Yeah.
Tell us about hashtag Live on Purpose. Where did that come from, and what is the meaning behind it?
Man, live on purpose for me is everything. I was in early on in my speaking career, I would have a mantra. I would say live on purpose, pursue your passion, project your divine destiny. And as I kept pursuing it, man, it just live on purpose just resonated with me in a way that the other ones I feel like it just connected. You know, so many people are trying to seek after their purpose. So many different people are trying to go after things that they desire. And so I just want to help people do that, help people that understand that they can live out their purpose, and they don't have to run after money, but they can walk in purpose. So that's my whole aim, man.
And what was it for you that made you want to go this angle and put out this energy? Did something happen to you or someone that you knew, or just some things that you saw and you were like, you know what, let me just try to help and motivate and change people's way of thinking or their perspective on certain things?
Good question, man. So I was a freshman in college, and they had a summit that was called a Black Male Summit at North Harris College. And I was a part of an organization called SAB, Student African American Brotherhood. And it was pretty much required that we had to be there. We had to help out. And while we were there was a speaker, and I heard him speak, and I just said to myself, hey, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, he was a motivational speaker. He was a phenomenal speaker. And from that point on, I just told myself that's what I'm supposed to do. I grabbed he had some books that day. I grabbed his books, walked into his car, asked him, hey, man, how can I get in this field? Because that's always been authentic to me, encouraging people, motivating people. And so I just knew that was something I was supposed to do. And because I was a part of that organization, SAB, Student African American Brotherhood, it gave me opportunities to kind of hone my skills, hone my talent. And so it gave me a great opportunity there at North Harris College. So yeah, man, that's when I talked to my pops. I was like, hey, I really love speaking. He was like, if you become good enough, people will book you. You know, you can do this for a profession. And so that's when I got really interested. I said, okay. And I just put my head down and just went to work, man. Started studying all the grades. And
who are some of the people that you studied or just watched a lot, or who is it that you admire in the motivational speaking world?
Oh, Les Brown for sure.
Number one. Okay. Number one. I knew he was going to be the first one.
Les Brown, man, his charisma, man, is powerful. So I just got captivated with Les Brown and many other people I began to learn from, man, and study from. And the funny story, my dad is a minister as well. And so I didn't really see my dad as a source, as a resource to help me in this path that I was going in. And until one day, it just hit me. I was talking to my dad, and he was like, hey, man, let me help you out with some of the things you got going. And I said, I just want to do it by myself. I was like, I got it. I'm fresh. I'm young. I want to do it by myself. And he was like, man, let me just tell you something. Hey, whatever knowledge I can give you at 50 something and you get it at 19, he said, hey, you got it. Like, you skipped like 30, years worth of information. And so it was when it just hit me, and I was like, hey, I need to consider my pops as a source, my old man as a source. And there's a quote, man, that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so, that really stuck with me during that time in my life too. And just having some friends, man, too, that just really challenged me during that time. The organization challenged me. Had a good friend that challenged me in my spiritual walk. And man, everything just started coming together at that time, right after my freshman year of college. So man, that's when I just started pursuing it.
Yeah, and then I'm sure once you got going and you saw that first that how that money came in, you were like, well, wait a minute here. I think I can do this for a living.
Right.
You listen to Access Houston. We're talking to Robert Harper II. Follow him on Instagram at Robert Harper 2. Motivational speaker, author, minister. When it comes to social media, you know, everybody sometimes it seems to be wants to be a star. It seems that everybody on there, you get a glimpse of their life,
right?
And it is just, as Instagram was meant, picturesque,
right?
Everybody is, you know, they're doing well, they're living their best life. You see, you know, the perfection of it.
Yeah.
But behind all of that,
there's a grind.
Yeah. Well, not only that, there's a grind, but a lot of hurt. A lot of people are covering up.
Yeah.
You know, some things, the authenticity of it all, I feel like it's kind of coming back around, but it definitely had its moments where it was all about the flash and the razzle dazzle and, you know, I'm doing this. And now, you know, us as Black people, since, you know, we are more aware, we're more woke, you know, when we're talking about mental health and eating cleaner and all of that. What do you see is the biggest cause of how we are as a society thanks to social media?
Well, man, you know, we live in a society where people put a high premium on appearing to be and not actually being. And so in our society that we live in, people get that it's glorified. You know, you have the social media, you have the platforms, you have all of these things. It's the instant success almost, but you have to do the hard work. And that's for me. That's how I can be authentic. I'm not satisfied I'm not settled with just having public success and private failure. And so in my mind, I always think to myself, how can I try to be as authentic as possible, do the hard work, do the private work, do the work that no one sees. You know, there's a quote that says, you know, people are rewarded in public for their disciplines that are in private. And so if you're not doing what you need to do, whether it means for your physical health, mental health, spiritual health, if you're not doing those things, then you can't really give at the capacity in which you have been called to give. So for me, it all goes together. We see the highlights, you know, on Instagram, but there's a real work. And for me, that's a part of the grind, you know. It's like, you're doing the interviews, you're doing the books, you're doing that. Yeah, it's a grind, but you got to do the hard work. That's the grind, you know, trying to overcome some of those things that you challenge with, you're faced with those dark things, you know, that you don't want to get over, right? You got to face those things. And when you do that, I mean, man, sky's the limit, you know. So you just keep on understanding that I have to do the work in private. That's so essential to me, you know, for me and how you try to navigate through this world. Because if you don't, you can kind of get lost in it, and then you find yourself getting depressed. You find yourself suffering with mental health problems, all those kind of things, because you're not being authentic. You're not in alignment. So I think that's very important, man. We have to do a better job in putting a higher premium on actually being and not just appearing to be. Yeah. So.
And to that point, so what is it that you do to get to that space? Or if someone that is listening, they're going through like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm trying to make it seem like everything is perfect, but really, you know, I'm a mess inside. I may be dealing with mild depression, something like, what would you suggest that one does, or what do you do to get there?
Yeah, for me personally, man, it starts with my faith, man. I just really I wake up in the morning and I endeavor to pray, I endeavor to meditate. I read something that is not only inspirational, but also something spiritual for my spirit, man, because I understand it. That's where it starts. So these are some of the things that I do on a regular basis that I know can put me in a good space, in a good mental space, but also servanthood. You know, servanthood is so essential, you know, to being in a right mental space. When you think about the society that we live in, it's all about me. I got to get mine. I have to be famous. I have to do this. When in reality, it's the more you serve, that's when you get lifted up. And it does something to the spirit, man, when I can serve you, when I can serve others, I can serve my community, I can serve in my church, I can do certain things to be a service to other people and get my mind off of me. You know, it's something about being in that space. So waking up in the morning and figuring out who am I going to serve? You know, that's why knowing your purpose is so essential, because everything that has a purpose serves. Everything, you know, I'm talking about inanimate objects. You know, a refrigerator, it serves, it has a purpose. And so if you're not serving, then it's going to be something missing on the inside. You know, getting out of your own way and realizing that the world doesn't revolve around you, and just saying, okay, if I may not be feeling the best today, I can help someone else feel better. I can improve someone else's life, and I truly believe that helps. You know, that's a good start to get out of your own way, to stop being so self-absorbed. It's essential. Yeah,
getting out of your own way. Word to self. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Minister Robert Harper II. Hashtag Live on Purpose. You got the Live on Purpose event. Tell us about it. When is it, and how can we be down?
Well, man, the Live on Purpose event is we had one in September of 2018. We had another one just last month, and we have another one coming up in the summertime, man. And so we're just encouraging everybody to come out, be a part of it. You can when the date is announced, you can get tickets on Eventbrite. You can follow me on Instagram, Robert Harper 2, Facebook, Robert Harper. But yeah, man, it was an awesome event, especially this last one we just had. We had a few speakers. We had a guy by the name of Donis Mitchell, J.O. Malone. He does the
what up, J.O.?
Yeah, J.O. He's doing this thing with the Black Market Houston, and Black Film Festival. Yeah, Film Festival. Also Soul Filling Podcast, man. Some ladies who had some great energy, and so they did their thing, and then I was the last speaker. But we really tried to give people the tools to try to figure out their purpose, because I really believe that's essential. That's what people want. That's what people want, man.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, they want to know why am I here? You know, what am I supposed to be doing? You know, what gives my life some meaning? And the tragedy of that is that when you don't do that, you find yourself settling for things that give you temporary peace or temporary happiness, because you're just searching for something, and that's not really true fulfillment. So I just believe that God gives everybody a purpose, an assignment on their life, and if we're not careful, we can miss that. We can live as if we're accidents. We can and just not operate within that purpose. So for me, that's what I'm endeavoring to do. Not only helping myself, but also helping others to live out their purpose,
no doubt,
in a true way, an authentic way.
That's a word. That's a word on this Sunday morning from Minister Harper. Listen, tell me on the record, you'll come back on the program when the next Live on Purpose event is going down,
definitely.
so we can put the word out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be back, man.
And I appreciate you taking your time out, man. I just really wanted to get you on because I love what you do, and this was some good stuff this morning. So I appreciate you. Minister Robert Harper II. Follow him on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Robert Harper 2, Facebook Robert Harper. Bro, thank you so much.
I appreciate the invitation, man. Yeah, definitely, Doc.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming on the program. He is a first timer, but I am familiar with him, and then kind of just dropped off, and then just popped back up again like, hey, KG, it's LA R.O.M.E. I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your very own LA R.O.M.E. What's up, G?
What's up, man? Glad to be here.
Man, listen, what the hell's been going on, man? Last time you sent me that DM on IG, and I saw that our last communication was in 2014.
Yeah, man. Well, first I want to thank you for this opportunity.
No doubt.
And, in 2014, I was pushing my music strong, and the fact of the matter is everything I posted is like you understood what I was trying to get across between my cover art and my music. So then shortly after I started dropping music in 2014, I ended up catching a huge charge, and they sentenced me to 7 years in prison, and I'm out on parole right now. So just back at it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed, man. I've only been out, 12 days, 11 days. So things is looking up, man.
And then the birthday, just having it during Pisces season,
Yeah,
turn
tomorrow's
up.
my birthday. I'll be 28 years old tomorrow. So
man, listen. Well, let's touch on the hard stuff before we get to the music. I just want you to tell the kids that are up and listening right now, and I'm reminded of this interview that I saw with Offset, and he was talking about, how he went and how he was just saying, like, that is not the place to be.
not at all.
Everybody think it is so cool, and
It's not what that is, man.
you there. I'm like, yo, like you don't want to go there, young G. Somebody telling you when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when to eat, when to all of that,
Exactly.
man. Just speak on it from your
Right on. Basically,
experience.
If you like taking showers with hundreds of men at the same time, if you like sleeping on a cot that you can't roll over in, that's still, you know what I'm saying? If you like getting handled by laws that you know what I'm saying, just real cowards. You got some cool ones, but at the same time, just to feel like you less every day. That's where you need to be, if that's how you like to live, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't, if you got dreams, ambition, if you want to be able to provide for your family and just be an asset instead of a liability in life, then stay out the streets, man. Stay out the streets. That's all I got to say on that.
Stay out the streets to keep you to stay out the system.
Stay out the system, for sure. I should have listened to my parents, man. Hey,
Hey,
that's all they drilled in me.
But you live and you learn. I'm like,
Nah, for real.
Some of my young nieces and nephews, and even my younger siblings that I had took up under, like, just not wanting to hear it. And I wasn't one of those ones that was like wagging the finger, like, you better not, don't do,
Yeah.
I'm like, life is gonna teach you. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt and the keychain.
Exactly.
But you gonna do what you want to do. Go ahead and do it.
Right.
And when you bump your head and you start to bleed, don't come back to me crying that you bleeding, because I tried to tell you, you know, before. And so I take the whole tough love approach.
Exactly.
Okay, you don't want to listen, you're gonna learn the hard way. But just know, when it do go down, you got to get yourself out of it. Don't come looking for me.
Right now, a lot of my music, the message I'm trying to get across is you don't have to go all the way down the dead end road to know it's a dead end. You know what I'm saying? You could take my example. You know what I'm saying? You see it's a dead end, turn around. It ain't too late. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, go back to school, get your education, because that's where it's at. Everybody think it's cool to be street. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, you can have street smarts,
exactly.
But you ain't got to live there.
Like, for me, I'm from the hood, but my parents always told me you don't have to be of the hood. You know what I'm saying? So part of me wanted to rebel against that. You know what I'm saying? But they were right. And that's exactly what I'm going to instill in my child.
Hey, man, listen, from my personal perspective, I grew up in the hood. We didn't grow up in the projects, but grew up in the hood, and just seeing, like, some of my suburban friends that that would probably live in one of the lands here. The worst hood rat is a hood rat that ain't from the hood.
Nah, for real.
The worst, hood dude,
pretending,
it is a dude that is not from the hood. Like, them suburban ones be the worst ones. And it's like, I guess because they trying to live up to, just trying to continue to perpetuate, the stereotype, and just try to seem accepted and cool that I'm of the streets. But it's
been
like
on both sides of the spectrum. I'm originally from Broward Villa, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mo City. And then we moved to the north side.
Okay.
All my people, north side. My dad from Studewood, my mom from Acres Home. Right now, my brother reside in Acres Home. My boy here from Acres Home. So it's just Acres Home. North side, really all I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I've been on both sides of the spectrum. And I will say, if you have an opportunity to be placed in a setting that is thriving, then take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the streets ain't where it's at.
The streets ain't where, and you heard it from R.O.M.E. You listen to Access Houston, talking to R.O.M.E. Fresh out, got some new music, just ready to get it back popping. To,
Yes,
continue where he left off. Let's talk about the type of music that you're making. Like,
Okay.
where were you before and where are you now?
Well, first I want to say I'm inspired heavily by Houston, inspired heavily by Zero and T.I. and Chameleon. And my brother right here drilled that in me growing up. Like, what did he just say? What that mean when he playing this music? So, but also I like Andre 3000. I like, and in today's time, Big Crit, my favorite. Like before I got locked up, that's who I was jamming. That Big Crit was here. That touched me. You know what I'm saying? So I thought, see, when I was locked up, man, I'd spend many nights. I got like 8 notebooks of music, and I thought I tokened the genre of trap soul. And so I get out and talking to one of my homegirls. I said, I want a project. It's gonna be called Trap Soul. She said, oh, no, somebody already did that. I said, who?
What?
And she introduced me to Bryson Tiller. I hadn't heard of him since I've been gone. And I really like this feel, you know what I'm saying? So just some along those lines, like that everyday life music. Everything I spit about, I'm not no stunting. That it's just
about real
I've
life.
been through,
I respect
you know
that. On that whole Trap Soul, Bryson Tiller thing, like when that came out or when I heard about it myself, I kind of got excited because I love R&B music. I love real singers.
Right on.
And so in my mind, when I heard Trap Soul, I thought of a, dope vocalist that's singing soulful, like, from the church over a trap beat.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it. I was like, not so much. You kind of, sing rap. And it was definitely a vibe. I get, the wave that he was making and where he was going. But in my mind, I had a different thought. But, it's cool, though. Those are some great artists that you named. And I noticed that you named some very lyrical people. And you sent me some records. And, bruh, you are lyrical yourself. Like, I'm next.
Thank you.
Like the song "I'm Next" is it's very sexy song. It's something that I could probably hear on Magic 102, and that's some real. I saw myself in a few of them bars, and "I'm Next."
Man, the thing about "I'm Next" is I made that last night. I made that just last night, and it's really truly from the heart. And once the young lady that inspired that hear it, you know what I'm saying, she might want me back. You know what I'm saying? But I just made it.
She probably might, because that's to me, that's the greatest gift you can give a person, a song.
Yeah,
I
man,
wrote you a song. Like what?
Like I say, I'm ready to transcend into who I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm riding with, seeing before I got locked up, the wrong crowd. I was riding with the wrong, but right here I got family with me. You know what I'm saying? That's my dad right there. That's my brother. That's my other brother. You know what I'm saying? So family. I learned the importance of your freedom and your family and putting God first. And I didn't need that loan. I didn't need that loan, but I'm grateful for my incarceration experience, for real.
So what you see next? What you see happening next?
Grinding hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to take advantage of every opportunity that comes my way. And I'm different from what I was. Like, I'm really shy by nature. Like, I'm reserved. I can't never say I'll run the streets because I lay low. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be my nature and how I do my music. But I'm still trying to get used to social media and get out there. And
that was gonna be my next. Get out of my head, R.O.M., because that was gonna be my next thing.
Hey,
like,
man.
since you've been,
great minds
out, like with the whole social media.
And I need
thing,
your help. I tell you what, I need your help.
Up, man.
I haven't even made a chat snap.
Listen. Here, just all I can say is just, hey, just be you, because I think we're past the whole. Well, some people are, but I think most people are past the whole. I'm living this life. I'm flashy. I'm this. I'm that. To being a little more authentic. Like, okay,
right on.
Nah, today I'm not all right. You know what I'm saying? Like A, B, C, D, E, F, G is going on. So I would say, just be yourself and use it to push this new music you coming out with, G.
All right.
How have you thought about, a project? If you're gonna come out with like a little mixtape or EP, or you're gonna continue recording and then like the things that you sent me in email, put it out there, put it on SoundCloud or something?
I've definitely thought about it, like, for years, but the dilemma I'm coming to find right now is I'm too creative for my situation right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I have things that I'm gonna put out, but the project itself, it's gonna be entitled. I don't want it to be entitled. I might change, but Don't Tell Nobody. I want it to be called Don't Tell Nobody. And but the songs and the quality of it that I see and hear in my head, I'm trying to bring it out and
Bring it out.
right.
I know you're gonna get it done. I mean, you
Yep.
fresh out, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Still gotta feel, things out. Keep that. I know the creative juices, you a Pisces, so just
Exactly.
creative by nature.
Exactly.
Like that's just, I'm a Cancer, so I get it.
Right there with it.
Just create, man. And whenever you ready, put it out, push it. I'll do what I can on my end, post it up on the website, you know what
Man,
I'm
I
saying?
appreciate
Maybe
that.
eventually, possibly get some airplay, whatever. But don't feel like you gotta rush though.
Okay.
Don't rush, because you can't rush greatness. If it don't sound right to you and you don't want to put it out, don't do that. I mean, nowadays is everything is so digital. If you do put a song out and it's streaming on, said streaming platform, you can go back and, change some things and then put it right back. And so Kanye did that with his Life of Pablo album some years ago, because he had a certain version on there, and then I can't remember the song that was on there, what song I'm thinking of. But he went back and like added some more vocals, like a choir and everything. And then, the next time I went on Tidal to listen to the album, I was like, wait a minute.
Totally
He done
different.
updated, like it's a different version. I was like, oh man, so this is how the digital world is doing it with these streaming. Like you can change a song if you want to, and then still put it back on your album, and people won't miss it. Versus back in the day when we still had CDs, like they would come out with those repackaged or the re-releases or whatever. But yeah, it's a whole new wave though. But welcome home.
Thank you, man.
Can't wait to hear what you're coming up with. Tell everybody what's your social media, where they can find you and hear old music if they want to hear your old stuff.
Yes. So you can follow me at Forever R.O.M.E. FOREVAROME, man. Forever R.O.M.E. And that's on my Twitter. That's on my Instagram. Like I say, I'm working on Snapchat. I'm going to get one, but I haven't yet. It's just so little time right now.
Yeah.
And my Facebook is actually my real name, which is Jacoby R. Stewart. I'm not hiding nothing, so follow me on there. Yeah, man, just ride with me.
You have to create that Forever Rome fan page on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, you have to do that. All right. LAROME. Forever Rome on Instagram. G. You come back when you're ready to drop that project?
Yes, sir. That sound like a plan.
It sound like a plan, G. Man, so good to see you, G. I'm so glad you're back, man. And thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.